Alright, welcome to another episode of the Middle-Aged Metalhead, and today we're doing another 4 random records thrown up by the Discogs app. So yeah, first up, one of my favorite all-time bands, and also one of the main reasons why I don't buy records or CDs from Amazon India anymore. Doors, LA Woman. This album is celebrating 50 years this year. I think it was released originally in 1971, either April or July. The final album by the band. Jim Morrison sadly passed away, I think, when the band was still mixing this album. And just very by the Doors at that time, I think a very rough sounding album, a very bleak album. You had songs like, of course, you had the classic Riders on the Storm, but then you also had La America, you had Cars Hissed by My Window, which were very psychedelic. And this one, I think, is the 2003 reissue. And I don't know if you can see the corner bends, but Amazon basically made a real meal of sending this LP. And all 4 corners completely dinged. Thankfully the LP itself plain black, but heavyweight LP, so that was absolutely fine. And there we go. And if you can spot the little misprint on the center label, then yeah, put a message in the comments and I will send you a surprise gift, provided there are any Doors fans watching this, of course. Terrific album, absolutely brilliant. Riders on the Storm has basically stood the test of time, as has this album really. I'm not sure, some days I think Strange Days is their best, some days I think LA Woman is their best, and it's a close call between the two usually. And that was one of 4, Doors. LA Woman 2003 reissue, pretty messed up cover. There is a 50th anniversary reissue coming out this year, I think 3 LP 2 CD set or something like that, which is very very tempting, but I'm not sure if I'm going to be spending that much money for things that I will probably never listen to, or at least the bonus stuff. And so next up, another absolute classic, part of Metal Blade's reissue catalog, Mercyful Fate. This is Mellisa. Now this one was originally released in 1983, and this is the 2020 reissue, I think. And Metal Blade has basically been doing a terrific job with these reissues. I mean, really nice stuff, which should probably is worthy of another post on its own. Nice inlay there with the band, and obviously King Diamond and his legendary mustache. Some lyrics on the other side. Custom Metal Blade inner sleeve with the label logo, and the LP itself is plain black, so I'm not going to bother showing that, but a nice center label there, if you can see. And yeah, do I like this better than Don't Break the Oath? I don't. I think Don't Break the Oath smokes this album completely, but it still has Curse of the Pharaohs, it has Black Funeral, it has some great songs. But I think at some level the band was still finding their sound, and it kind of crystallized in Don't Break the Oath. So yeah, still a very good album, but Don't Break the Oath for me is the Mercyful Fate classic. And this one is Mellisa, part of Metal Blade's reissue catalog, and a very nice job they've done with this. Next up, number 3, another absolute classic from Finland, one of my favorite Finnish bands really, and also one of my favorite Finnish death metal albums. This is the debut full length from Amorphis, and this is the Karelian Isthmus. This was originally released back in 1992, and this is the 2016 reissue, I think, or maybe 2018 from Relapse. Nice cover there, and here's what it looks like on the back. The Gathering, Warrior's Trail, Black Embrace, The Pilgrimage, Misery Path. These are some fucking killer songs. Oops, sorry about the F-bomb. And again, nice inner sleeve with some cool artwork and lyrics. And yeah, just a great album. I would say probably in the minority here, but even though I have Tales from the Thousand Lakes, and that is their so-called classic album, I prefer Karelian Isthmus, and then I absolutely love Elegy. Elegy, I think, is my favorite by the band, even though they strayed pretty much far away from their death metal roots. But yeah, for me it's always going to be Elegy first, Karelian Isthmus second. And yeah, this is what the LP looks like. Clear, splatter, all sorts of blue and white, and I don't know what that is, sort of purplish splatter to it. Center labels there, as you can see, and overall very nicely done by Relapse. Nice reissue, came out in 2018. After this, I think Relapse have been quite regularly reissuing the Amorphis albums, at least this one and Tales from a Thousand Lakes. I'm not sure why they haven't put in the same effort towards reissuing Elegy, but yeah, I'll show you that vinyl in some future episode, I guess, when I'm doing another one of these. But yeah, Amorphis, the Karelian Isthmus, great death metal album, or I should say great Finnish death metal album. Terrific stuff. And the band has really been very consistent over the years. And finally, from 1977, another one of my all-time favorite bands, Hawkwind. This one is Quark, Strangeness and Charm. Now, by this time I would say that the classic Hawkwind era was pretty much over, right? That would be what, the second Doremi, In Search of Space, Space Ritual, Hall of the Mountain Grill, Warrior at the Edge of Time. Those are what I would consider the 5 classic Hawkwind albums. But Quark, I think, followed up after Warrior on the Edge of Time, maybe in '77, and this was just a really good album. Maybe not as essential as the 5 that I mentioned when it comes to psych rock or space rock or however you want to define Hawkwind, whatever box you want to put them into. But it's got Damnation Alley, it's got Hasani Sabah, 2 of their absolutely classic songs, and yeah, it is just a very nice album. Big shout out to Mahatobar and Vikram Bhatt, who over the course of about I don't know, 6 months, I think, got me about 8 or 9 Hawkwind albums. This one's on the famous Charisma label, as you can see there, and there we go with the center labels. Always nice to have these vintage center labels. They don't really make them like that anymore, I don't think, except for maybe a few labels here and there, and of course lyrics and handwritten or reproduced note from the band on the other side. Overall, just a great album, and maybe not as heavy or cerebral as a few of their earlier albums, but still very good. that's pretty much it really for this update. Just a short one on a Sunday evening. Hawkwind's Quark, Strangeness and Charm, Amorphis, the Karelian Isthmus, Mercyful Fate, Mellisa, and an album that's celebrating its 50th anniversary this year, The Doors, LA Woman. This is the middle-aged metalheads signing out. Stay metal, stay safe, and have a good one.